Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to Astro Psych 400. Today I'm going to be talking all about the sign of Pisces and personality traits associated with anyone who has this astrological sign. I'm your host, Ned from West Virginia, and tonight I'm drinking some green tea, the Uncle Lee's brand. Uncle Lee's green tea has a nice ring to it. So the first thing that I would like to do is go over to a website that I've never used before on these episodes, and this is called astrostyle.com. They provide the introductory statement that Pisces dates in astrology are typically February 19th to March 20th. If your birthday falls in this date range, you are most likely a Pisces. Although Pisces horoscope birth dates can change depending on the year, these are typically the calendar dates. In astrology, it's normal to be plus or minus a day for the beginning and end. In any of these Astro Psych 400 videos, you'll hear something similar about that. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very skeptical of any type of psychic powers or magical powers. I think that astrology does have some value in it. There's a certain degree of truth in it. But it's about reading people's personalities by the way they anticipate the seasons in relation to the date of their birth. So let's hear a little bit more about how Astrostyle wants to introduce the sign of Pisces. For about 30 days each year, the Sun travels around the part of the zodiac occupied by Pisces. February 19th to March 20th is typically the Pisces birth date range. Some years the Pisces dates will be as early as February 17th and end on March 19th. Pisces is the 12th and final sign of the zodiac. There are 12 signs in total. The Pisces star sign is sensitive to water and an adaptable, mutual sign, which has a quality. As the only mutual water sign in the zodiac, Pisces people are often compassionate, accommodating, and can be very emotional sponges. I'm reminded of someone that I knew about 6 years ago who was a Pisces, and that person was very adaptable. That person was very accommodating. That person was very compassionate. And then the house of cards came tumbling down, and I have more than one family member who is a Pisces. So that is something that I've tended to notice. Yeah, definitely a Pisces can be compassionate, accommodating, an emotional sponge. But an emotional sponge is going to work in a couple different ways. I'm not sure the exact interpretation that this article wants to share about the term emotional sponge, but if someone is just absorbing emotions, those can be things like happiness, or they can be things like anger, curiosity, even. So, the person that I was just describing, oh yes, pulling in emotions, but also the undesirable emotions. Now, not to go off on a tangent or anything, but some people believe that it's good to be angry, that it's good to be sad. I am not one of them. I'm more of a believer in mental clarity and purity, that like absolving yourself from any form of anger, sadness, despair, all of those things, like in that what we would call misery. And the reason for that is I believe that there actually is something that the human brain is supposed to do, and that's to get in touch with mm, perhaps a metaphysical state of being. But I can talk about that in a future episode, which perhaps will happen as well here on Astro Psych 400. So you can hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to learn more about that stuff in the future, especially after these 12 zodiac signs all come out. But the whole point is, just because someone's an emotional sponge, it doesn't mean that they're only holding in happiness and joy and that you can transmit your emotions to them and they're going to be very empathetic. No. What about things like resentment? What about feeling bad after a big argument with somebody and the emotion stays in someone like a sponge and they just can't wring it out? What about that? Okay, on to the next one here. This is one of the most imaginative and artistic signs. Absolutely, agreed. Many empaths rank among it. Alright, sure, see, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to say that being an emotional sponge is empathetic. Empathy. Not always. It can be, and it can also not be. To be or not to be, that is the question. If you date a Pisces, know that they need a degree of privacy and solitude, which can drive up insecurities and suspicions. I think they mean insecurity and suspicions for you. If you are not a Pisces and you're dating a Pisces, then you're going to have some type of insecurity and suspicious behavior. But why do they always want to be alone? And why does somebody want to be alone? Well, what is this whole thing about solitude? And I think that that's more about just that feeling of inner peace that I was talking about, that the human brain, the human psyche, the human mind is trying to get to this level of inner peace. And people feel that the only way that they can exist in a peaceful state is when they are by themselves. When they're around people, when they finally encounter that person who allows them to experience a peaceful state of being, then it's fine. It's welcome. It's okay. All right, people are good now. I used to, and this was a meme that I saw on Facebook once, but it said, I used to think that I was an introvert because I hated people. But then I learned I only felt at peace when I was alone. When I'm around people that I feel at peace with, I like people. And that's way too many words for a meme, so I must be paraphrasing something there, but I think you can get the idea. So if these traits are found in Pisces, I think that they're going to be emotional. And as I said, I got family members who are Pisces. Emotion's kind of like this. Build up, build up, build up, and then it explodes. I don't know why I just didn't say that the first time instead of different types of explosions, perhaps. Now let's go on here to the next section. So, this is also all from Astro Style, by the way. Here's an interesting bit of clarification between astronomy and astrology. The actual constellations have shifted over the ages, but astrology follows a different system which uses artificial constellations. I'm not even too big on that because I'm much more about, as I said, the Earth going around the sun and the changes in the seasons, and this is just our way of documenting that. I did find, though, there is an article here by Almi Rose on the website Thought Catalog, which is a website that I've used in the past for other projects, but it's the first time I've talked about it here on Astro Psych 400, called How to Date a Pisces. The Pisces sign is between February 19th and March 20th. It is known as one of the more mysterious of the zodiac signs. Pisces have a lot of feelings. I asked my friends which one of them was Pisces, and one of them exclaimed, right here with all the feelings. So that should tell you something. Actually, going on a date with a Pisces is easy since they like to go with the flow. Well, we use the word adaptable in the last article. What are you adapting to? Changes, inconsistencies, or that things are not always going to stay the same. And that's going to be a very big double edged sword. On the one hand, the adaptable person is going to be like, I like this, I like that. I can find goodness in many different things. But the problem is, adaptable people are not always going to be centered. They aren't going to have the strongest anchor points, and they're not going to want to stay with the same thing for a very long time because they need something to adapt to. They're not just like constant, they're just like, this is good, that is good, everything is good, except staying in one place, staying with one person, and finding that continual sense of security. And I think that it's really the balance between neuroticism and trait openness, open to new experiences, but still wanting to have that feeling of security. So, those things might not always be in balance with a Pisces. And according to everything that we've said so far, they're going to fluctuate. Sometimes they're going to be very high in trait openness, other times they're going to be high in trait neuroticism, and they're going to want to try new things, and they're going to adapt to new things, and they're going to want to do something different, and you're going to want to do something different, and they're going to go along with it. But that might cause for the neuroticism level to go up and down a little bit, which will lead to a whole host of other issues. So going on a date with a Pisces is easy because they like to go with the flow, but communicating with a Pisces on a date can be a little harder. all those feelings. They're also very compassionate. Personally, I believe that Pisces have a harder time letting go of exes. Well, I know one Pisces who might have something to say about that. Because of this compassion, don't be alarmed if your Pisces talks about their ex. It's not because they're not having a good time with you, they just like to display their nostalgia up front. Like a booth at a flea market, they're also very sensitive, so don't ever tell a Pisces to shut the fuck up. And it does say that here. Don't ever tell a Pisces to shut the fuck up. You shouldn't really say that to anyone. If I can be dead serious, I mean, there's a reason why they call those things negative emotions. That's how they are created. So, on to the next part of the article here. The Pisces will probably drop some food or spill some drinks on their brand new outfit during your date with them. To make them feel at home, throw a pie in your face or pour a latte on your pants and just do things like that. Hey, at least they're not perfectionists. They're not going to rake you over the coals if you screw something up. Well, that sounds all like the easygoing nature. That actually sounds like the benefits of being adaptable. As I said, there are good things and bad things about being adaptable, but that appears to be something that is consistent. Now, there's this one thing that's actually from Pinterest, and I think the website is really blurry here. It's called insightpsychics.com, but they have something here that they want to talk about called the myth. Pisces are sentimental. Reality. Pisces are so sentimental, so sugar-coated, they'll make your teeth ache. Listen to them, though. They may have something there. As far as nostalgia is concerned, nobody can hold a candle to Pisces for painting a romantic picture, and actually, they do it with great skill. And the reason why is there are so many successful. Oh, the reason why. This is the reason why there are so many successful Pisces writers and artists. I had to change a few words there because there's a little bit of awkward English. But yeah, I'm sure you can get the idea. If you're open to new things, open to new experiences, what does that create? Creativity. I gave away the ending. I wouldn't be the best mystery writer because I'm a Gemini. Actually, I do write mysteries, and they'll be for sale on the internet in the future. I'll talk about that in a different episode, but apparently I'm not very good at it. I give away the endings. I'm not a Pisces, though. Maybe if I were a Pisces, I would be a better mystery writer. So, trait openness, balancing with trait neuroticism, is that just going to be the conclusion of this episode? Because as somebody who gives away the ending, it seems like that's a very difficult balance to maintain, and it's often going to lead to a few problematic issues. Going over to another website, the Old Farmer's Almanac. I love using new things. Sometimes you get a good experience, sometimes a bad one, but I've never talked about the Old Farmer's Almanac on Astro Psych 400 yet. And firstly, it says, Happy Birthday, Pisces, by Celeste Longacre. Happy birthday, Pisces, the 12th astrological sign in the zodiac. Pisces is the sign for the folks who are born between February 19th and March 20th. The astrological symbol shows two fish swimming in opposite directions, representing the duality between the Piscean nature. You see me doing this with my hands a lot? Duality. This is where we're going. Pisces is unique among the zodiac signs. Where most of us have several identifiable attributes, those born under Pisces are actually a combination of all of them. Able to identify with anyone, their compassion leads the way. As a child, you excel at knowing what others expect of you. Playing with one group of friends, you intuit what they seek and fill the gap. Talking about astrology on the internet has allowed me to learn so many wonderful new words. I mean, we know what intuition is, right? Intuit. You intuit what they seek. I haven't really seen that before. You are acknowledged and admired with a different set of friends. However, a new you emerges when meeting them. Adaptability, trade openness, all of that. You are acknowledged and admired. As you are always open to the influence of others, you need to be regularly scheduling alone time. This is when you recharge your batteries and you begin to understand your true nature. As a child, you should have your own room. It is preferable for you to take baths instead of showers. This allows you to steep in the still waters, which can ameliorate and calm your emotions. I've talked a lot about trait openness, and I've talked a lot about trait neuroticism. This all sounds like extroversion, saying that if you're a Pisces, more often than not, you're going to be low in extroversion. One thing that I did say in a previous Astro Psych 400 video is that there's this video out there from John Sonmez, who hosts Bulldog Mindset, when he says, there are no introverts or extroverts. There are only extroverts. We just put ourselves out there in different ways, meaning as soon as a person gets comfortable, they become an extrovert. And he's talking about people play card games. The most introverted person playing their favorite game of cards is going to become really extroverted once they start winning. Aha, I'm winning now. I'm awesome and such. And it's because as soon as they feel at ease with themselves and the people around them, and they can kind of combat the security issues that they would have, or just being very passionate and recognizing their own strengths in that type of atmosphere, it allows them to become more extroverted. And the response from Jordan Peterson was that, okay, I mean, it's not a direct response, it's just something that I also heard him say about this. No one ever said that introverts don't like to go out to parties. No one ever said that introverts don't like to play card games with other people and they get hyped up about it. Instead, what it means is if you're an introvert, you're going to go to a party, you're going to play your favorite card game, you're going to have an amazing time, and you're going to be hyped up. But then you're going to go back home and spend 2 weeks away from all people. Hey, do you want to come out tonight? Nah, I'm just going to stay in. Oh, well, why not? Just not feeling it. The introvert is then just going to spend 2 weeks mostly by themselves. So yeah, introverts can interact with people. They aren't purely antisocial. I'm very introverted, but I'm I follow exactly what John Sonmez said in it, but it's just that's only half of the picture. It's not the whole picture, or it's really zoning in on a very micro detail associated with introverts and extroverts. Yeah, we get your point. Sometimes introverts can be very outgoing. Okay, not the majority of the time though. And in this article here, it seems like they're saying that a Pisces is more often than not going to be an introvert. Yeah, they're going to have their outward moments, but if someone is going to be compassionate and empathetic and adaptable and caring about how other people feel, being an extrovert is going to be quite difficult to manage because then you're going to do something. Hey, I'm talking about this and I'm talking about that. I like the rocks and I like the trees and I like the dirt and I like the sky. Jesus, God, hallelujah. And then someone's going to be, hey, did you just say trees? I'm offended by that word. And you're going to be like, sorry. So as saying, people are going to be outgoing, 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 and then someone is going to try and push you down. And then more often than not, the compassionate, empathetic side is going to take over. So yeah, people can be extroverted for a while, but that is a whole duality in its other way, trying to balance your extroversion and your agreeableness. Yes, care about how other people feel. We're gonna see a lot of dualities here in Pisces. That one I think is an accurate observation, but my disagreements with other types of astrologers are more associated with the origin of it. Like, okay, firstly, that article even said constellations are moving, sure, and also saying that there's this type of star power that comes to you. Instead, I think it's more about the Earth and the Sun, but the Sun is a star itself. Best love signs. Taurus provides a Pisces with a firm base. She or he has a practical air that helps you stay grounded. Cancer keeps you home and the fire is burning. This individual puts family first and you will always be number one. I've already done the Taurus episode here on Astro Psych 400. And if you look at that one, you will often find that the Taurus is going to be the person who is going to be exporting a lot of their own personality. They're going to be very interpersonal. They're going to try and charm you with their intellect. A Taurus is going to be trying to impress you with their high upstanding sense of moral character, telling you how wonderful they are, showing off how many factoids that they have memorized. Whereas maybe that is a good combination for somebody who is adaptable like a Pisces. Taurus and Pisces, all right, let's go on a ride together. I mean, why not? But, they're hearing this thing about Cancer, someone who always puts family first. Well, then you have the compassionate person and the family oriented person. Yeah, absolutely. I also think that makes a lot of sense. With Scorpio, this is a good love sign for a Pisces. It says, with Scorpio, you can delve into the realm of feelings. A deep attachment is possible here. Another Pisces could understand you from the inside and out. Just be sure that you're comfortable with yourself here. The Pisces is adaptable, right? Adaptable, compassionate, empathetic, balancing their traits, whether it's extroversion and agreeableness, whether it's neuroticism and whatever that other one was, openness to experience. Yes, there are only 5 traits in the big 5. You think it'd be easier to keep track of. Okay, so the Pisces is doing this balancing act. Recently on Astro Psych 400, I did the Scorpio episode, and that's talking all about how the Scorpio is an investigator. The Scorpio is the person who's really trying to learn the truth, and they're trying to figure somebody out. The kind of person that reads absolutely every post you've ever written, the kind of person who is trying to find out what is behind somebody's walls. And it's like they're putting their transparent vision glasses on and they're trying to see right through you. It sounds very powerful when that's paired with somebody who is compassionate, empathetic, cares about other people, and doing that balancing act. If anything, the Scorpio could help you. The Scorpio could help you find out where do you actually need to be putting these feelings. The Pisces has lots of feelings, right? Well, what do you do with them? So I don't think that is too outrageous. The thing, though, that I seem to be disagreeing a little bit is that I almost think that some of these sites are being a little bit too generous in terms of personality traits associated with Pisces. Everything I've said about the balancing act is mostly just kind of my own observation. They're mostly saying that Pisces seem to be high in all traits, but if anything, I think that the struggle of the Pisces will be to try and balance these very specific big 5 traits. Now let's go over to a different website here called helloastrology.com, another new one. What are the Pisces dates of birth? Pisces dates are between February 19th and March 20th because that is the zodiac sign where the sun was at on the date of your birth. It differs a little bit from year to year and, of course, leap years. If your birth date is February 19th to March 20th, you have to check if you fall within the Pisces dates or not. Thank you for saying that. I mean, it's really important. It never differs more than a day in each direction. The start of Pisces must be within the 18th or 19th, although one site said that only reading one page. Now there's something we can disagree with. Pisces dates, the leap year bump. In astrology, your Pisces zodiac sign, also called a sun sign or a star sign, is decided by the position of the sun at the moment of your birth as seen from the earth. There are a lot of words in that sentence. The sun takes a year to travel around the 12 signs of the zodiac, but it's not exactly a year. It's actually closer to 365.25 days. That's why we have leap years. Every 4th year we add a day to the calendar. The 29th day of February, making that 366 days. Actually, there's an additional rule to make it more precise. The starting year of a new century is not a leap year. So unless it's divisible by 400, so 1900 was not a leap year, but 2000 was? I have never heard that before. If that's true, that's cool. The leap year makes the dates of the zodiac signs change slightly. Normally Pisces starts on February 19th and ends on March 20th, but that's just the mean. I guess meaning like average or something. In reality, it changes slightly in a 4-year period from one leap year to the next. I guess it's good to know that leap year occurs during the sign of Pisces. I mean, February 19th to March 21st. Yeah, of course, February 29th would be in that window. I just never really thought about it before. So let's go. I'm much more interested, though, in the things that are associated with the personality traits. So I'm going to jump ahead to that one here. I found this other new website called compatibleastrology.com. This one seems really interesting because it is ranking all of the different star signs in compatibility with a Pisces. Like, for example, Pisces and Aries are going to have really good sex, but not good communication. Pisces and Taurus, compatibility sex, so-so communication. Pisces and Gemini, average sex, average communication, below average compatibility. I really think that's quite odd because I've also done the Gemini episode, and a Gemini is my star sign. And a lot of the things that they're talking about with Pisces, I think are actually somewhat relevant to Geminis. Pisces and Leo, above average sex, of course, because Leos have all that energy. Compatibility is above average, below average communication. Pisces and Virgo, oh, that sex line is going through the roof, with below average communication, average compatibility. Pisces and Libra is kind of just like all flat averages. Pisces and Scorpio, good sex, good communication, good compatibility. Pisces and Sagittarius, good sex, bad everything else. Pisces and Capricorn, good sex, good compatibility, good communication. Aquarius, below average everything. And Pisces, very good sex, real bad communication, average compatibility. It's really interesting to see all that laid out. And if you go through these Astros like 400 videos, maybe you'll see why there's a lot of accuracy in those claims. Although I did somewhat disagree with the Gemini assessment. The most compatible signs with Pisces are generally considered to be Taurus, Cancer, and Scorpio, and Capricorn. The least compatible signs with Pisces are Gemini and Sagittarius. The thing with a Sagittarius is also very adaptable. So you have somebody who is kind of blazing their own trail, marching to the beat of their own drum. That's a drum, by the way. And then Pisces isn't too different. Adaptable, open to new experiences. So you got one person, hey, I'm going this way, and another person's like, going this way for a while, I'm going to do something else. You'll have these moments of intersection, but might not stay together for too long. So believe it or not, I do agree with the Sagittarius and Pisces not being super compatible. Comparing sun signs can give you a good general idea of compatibility. However, this was just a quick and easy way to compare things. Here you can share some experiences on dating, marriage, and affairs, whether you're a Pisces or you have experience with one. Alright, so, because this website has asked me to share my own experiences about Pisces. Some of the Pisces I've known have definitely had, I guess you would call it a thin skin. Not all of them, but some of them, particularly that person I knew 6 years ago who was a close friend, and those family members that I was talking about. They have a very thin skin. Everything is fine, and that type of extroversion comes out, but then also recognizing that it's kind of like a paper-thin extroversion and a paper-thin sense of outward behavior, and then you're just like, you're talking too much, please be quiet, and then they're just absolutely heartbroken, because that's the culmination of emotion. That's where I think a lot of the things that we discussed at the beginning, a Pisces has a lot of emotion, a lot of the feelings. Where's a Pisces? Over here with all the feelings. Remember that? Yeah. And I think that it became quite difficult for a lot of Pisces that I've known, particularly those family members and that former friend, and I do say former friend, her idea, not mine, to, I think it was difficult for them to maintain relationships because of that very reason, that sensitive, but also feeling that they've been wronged when somebody gets under their paper-thin skin. And in all reality, it becomes difficult to comprehend it in that way because all of us have to do this, no matter who you are. We have to recognize how we contributed to certain situations. Now, I don't know who you are, but there are going to be times when someone did something bad to you, and you were completely in the right, you didn't do anything to provoke it. And it's good to be aware of that. The whole point is just be honest with yourself. When were you in the right and when were you in the wrong? When did you do something moral and when did you do something immoral? Or if you don't accept anything about morality and immorality, when did that moment happen that created something that was unfair or unkind or selfish? And with those examples of Pisces that I've known, that I was just rattling off, that family member and the former friend, there was a very big difficulty in accepting the unfairness that came from their end. And not like I'm perfect or anything, I'm not, but talking about them now, when they would do something that was unfair or unkind, they would firstly find a way to self justify, firstly find a way to turn it around on other people, burning the bridges temporarily, then trying to construct a new bridge, which is its own kettle of psychological fish in itself, because you were right to burn the bridge and you were right to rebuild it. Oh, well, you're going to say that about me? All right. Well, I'm done with you. I never want to see you again. And then you're like, what? Then, a week later, hey, can we work things out? And you're just like, well, which one is it, Pisces? And I think with those very, very person relative examples about people that have been in my life, as I said, a family member and a friend that I talked to 6 years ago, that appears to be a commonality. That they burn the bridge temporarily, then they try to build a new bridge, and then act like everything's okay. It's quite difficult to manage that type of interaction, though. So, this website, though, Compatible Astrology, has loads of things to say, but because they have sections all on Pisces relationships with men and Pisces relationships with women. Let's look at Gemini man, Pisces woman, because I am a Gemini man. I'm just curious about this. What do they have to share here? Visitor experiences and questions on Gemini man and Pisces woman relationships. I find Gemini men to be way too detached. They resist anything that feels like they're being tied down. Example, long conversations, too much dating, confessing feelings. Oh, no, no, I don't think so at all. I'm a Gemini man, whoever this Pisces woman is. There's a reason why I'm talking to you guys on this camera here, is because I express things. Being tied down, better to be tied up. They like to keep it light and carefree, and they're devoid of deep emotions. No. From a typical Gemini man, you're very much on the money there. Angry girl in the middle. What was I saying before about Pisces, though, about that Pisces woman that I know? Angry girl in the middle, he says. Doing something unfair and unkind and not being aware about how her actions contributed to the situation. Whoever just wrote that post there, doing something unfair and unkind and not being aware about how her actions have contributed to the situation. So, this is also another story of a Gemini dating a Pisces. Everything is good in the beginning, like really amazing, but after time, Gemini leaves you, Pisces feeling hurt and confused and questioning what the hell happened. Geminis think too much and the Pisces feel too much. It can work if both people are open-minded. If not, good luck. As much as I want to hold on and try, I really don't think that my heart can take a Gemini, as they are too detached and it is hard for them to communicate. Pisces, I feel, would be the one that is harder to bend over backwards. I believe that they mean like working harder. There's a word left out. So Pisces, I feel, would be the one who is working harder to bend over backwards for the Gemini, for it to succeed. Like we would be the ones to wear our hearts on our sleeves due to the fact that we are so mesmerized by the Gemini, and is he or she worth it? Well, I mean, we did explore some things about adaptability, openness to new experiences, and balancing someone's internal struggles. And those aren't even necessarily struggles. I mean, the balancing act is important because life isn't only about one emotion or one personality trait. But it's going to be very difficult to do that with someone who is going to be also open to new experiences, with someone who is also very much focused on their own ambitions when someone's trying to do this and one person is trying to do this. It's just a different set of emotions. I just wanted to read that one off because that was my star sign. But if you are a Pisces and you have something to say, please share that in the comments section down below. If there's anything you want to share at all, I would love to read your messages. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to do so. Hit that like button, it really helps it out. I am also the host of Black Box Online Radio, and you can visit that channel here on YouTube. Listen for free or use the YouTube Premium features to download it. Black Box Online Radio is a true crime channel, and it is also available on Launchpad 1, formerly known as Launchpad DN. I thank you guys for listening to this discussion here, and please be back, and I will complete all the astrological signs. If your sign hasn't been covered yet, it will be soon. Okay, I'll talk to you guys.